Hi, everybody. Good morning. How's everyone doing today? This is coffee number 2 for me. It's kind of a cloudy day today. Might rain a bit later. This is going to be relatively short. Hey, cheers. StreamYard delayed me for a few seconds for some reason, so I don't know why that was. My beginning's weird. Sorry. I'll just get a few minutes, everybody, to come in here. No project today, and this is going to be relatively brief because I have errands to run and other stuff I got to do today. And I don't have my other camera set up, only this laptop camera. I cracked the window because it gets stuffy in here, but it's kind of a cloudy day, sort of meh. Might rain later. Take my umbrella. Nancy was in here a little bit ago. Guess who, Nancy, but she hasn't come back yet. So I'll give it a couple of minutes. It only just is 8:01, so give it a minute. I'm just going to show you some upcoming projects that I'm doing. One of them is going to be a collab with 3 other quilters. It's going to be a little different than most of us have probably seen because we've sort of figured this out a way that we all want to do it together, and it's going to be different. So I just want to show you something. I'm going to cover up the names and stuff. This is our big long list of what we're going to be working on as we're getting ourselves organized. We're going to start working on it ourselves. Oh, hi, Deborah. Deborah Holdman just joined us. Thanks. I'm not going to be able to talk too much about that collab until later on in the spring. And as it gets going, I'll explain more, but we are still trying to organize ourselves. So just stay tuned for that because it is coming up. I just can't talk about it that a lot right now. I will be able to explain more as we carry on a bit. Got my hair cut yesterday. This little front piece is going all crazy. What's everybody up to for the weekend? Ours is kind of quiet, actually. This weekend and next weekend, we don't have too much on the go. And then after that, it gets a little hairy and busy. I'll explain all about that in 2 weeks on my live. Because that's kind of when everything gets going. Got my Tim's mug. Okay, so, yikes. Oh, just about dropped that. Stay tuned about that mystery. I guess we could call it mystery collab. Oh, hi, Joanne. Vintage Style by Joe just came in. Deborah says she just got her haircut a couple days ago. And Nancy says, wish I could wear short hair. Some people, I guess it suits me. I don't know. Whatever. I used to have short hair when I was younger. And then I had it longer and it permanent and curly, and I don't want to do that anymore. So, oh, Kathy's here. Kathy, my neighbor in Washington. Kathy's Quilts and Crafts. Thanks. Okay, let's get to it because I do have stuff to do. A while back, we were talking about doing this. I'm sorry, this is all backwards. I'm just using my laptop camera. Fallon did this pattern back in November. It's free. I talked about it my live just before Christmas. I talked about it again in January. For those people that are doing it who have not emailed me, please do so. Oh, hello, Lisa. A quilter's in here. Thanks for coming. If you're doing it and haven't emailed me, email me. Late May-ish, early June, I will be emailing everybody that said they wanted to do it. And I will do sometime in June, I'm doing hey, I'm doing this video. Stay tuned. And I'm probably going to do it on my lives in the summer. So this will be my every other week project. For one thing, I can't start yet because I have barely any background. I want to do Scrappy Like Fallon's, and I have quite a lot of red and green. I already checked it out. I dug through my Christmas box, but I have almost no yard, none of this light stuff for background, almost none. And what does Fallon say? 2.5 yards of background. I got 3/4 of a yard, maybe. Not remotely close. Anyway. Oh, hi, Kim. Thanks for coming in. So I do have to get that, and then I can carry on over the summer. So if you said you want to do it, you're going to be getting an email from me at some point. I figured I could knock that off over the course of the summer and early fall. Every other week I'll work on it. That's my quilt. It's going to be mine. So I don't have to do it. It's not for any, timeline or nothing. I'm just going to do it for me. I was considering getting another red, maybe, like a little bit, half yard, maybe, something just to be different. Bump up the scrappiness of it. Now, the other thing I wanted to do, too, is this Villa Rosa pattern. I kind of wrote notes on it. They're in pencil. You can't see it too much. I think I bought this from the Villa Rosa website, and it was like $3 maybe. Oh, Denise Soap Patch 33 is coming. Hello. Thank you for coming. Isn't that cute? I'm going to make a Christmas quilt for my niece. I kind of like how it's hard to see with the glare, but like this part in here, that's like a big wide focus print. That's what they call it. Like large print. You could probably do a border fabric in here. It'd be cute. Try that out. I'll go into it a bit more when I do it, but obviously since I bought the pattern, I'm not giving you all the cutting and all that, but I'll show you how I make it. Same thing with this one. Cool Water. I have no idea where I got this. Way back when my local quilting shop, when we were doing, they were like a monthly like cake therapy thing. We'd bring in eats and everybody would do like show and tell, and they would do like a project, and we all got handed these, I think, or you could pick one up if you wanted. Whatever. Anyway, recently I gave, yeah, isn't it, Kim? I think it's pretty. You could do it almost anything. I gave my niece, who's graduating this year, an opportunity to go through several of my patterns to see which one she wanted as a grad quilt, and she picked this one. And she wants it in like plummy purples and leafy greens. And I've seen a few people working with that Anna Green Gables fabric lately. That'd be ideal. But I don't know when I'm going to be able to buy it or if I can find it, because finances have to be a little bit better, and then I can't. So we'll see. But something like that. And it's the back of the pattern says you can use fat quarters or layer cake squares. There's instruction for an optional border. Various things. You can kind of do it up how you want it to. But anyway, it looks relatively simple. This one's going to be a bit more in depth. Way back when, yes, Kim, that's what I thought. Her color choices would be beautiful. Yep, the plum and the leafy greens. And Deborah's right, also a good scrap buster. I was thinking of doing that other one scrap busting too, but I don't have enough big print for that focus fabric for that other one. I used to have a really, really big point setup print, and I used most of it up. So my sister and I are going to use this book, and we are going to make a quilt for my mom. Coming up this year, she turned 79. Next year, she's going to be 80. Now, that Sudoku one I did for my dad, I just kind of whipped that out of my head like, oh, yeah, okay, better do that. But I had this in the back of my mind for my mom for a long time. There's 10 of us in the family. So she's going to get 10 gems. Now, there's only 9 gem patterns in this book. It's all paper piecing. See in the back, there's the patterns. You just got to photocopy it. And the patterns give you different sizes. So you photocopy it at 100% or 200% or whatever in different papers. But my sister and I are going to work on it together, and we have to decide which gems we're going to use. Tweak the colors a little bit because some of the colors we're not that happy about that the designer made. So we're going to fiddle those around. That's some of you have seen in the past as a film behind me, that Robert Kaufman color chart over there. It's on the other wall. There's a page on here. She does give you instructions for how to like change the colors. And there's a page in here. What is it called? Lab report or something? Hold on. I just dove back into this book recently when my sister and I got this plan. Swatch chart. Okay, so on here, you're supposed to photocopy this the number of times you want it and put all your color swatches on there. So all it says to do for the colors is a light, a medium, a medium dark, a dark, and the background, whatever you're doing on the background. That's the shady parts of the template. So easy enough to change the 5 colors and switch them either too lighter or too darker or whatever. For some reason, in the instructions, like she also gives a whole chart of, okay, for amethyst for my son, for example, because his birthday was a couple weeks ago, these are all the purples you use, right? Like she gives the whole description, but she has exactly the same colors for aquamarine for me and my sister for March and my husband for December. Well, no, they're not the same. And my sister agreed with me. She says, that's stupid. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Yeah, anyway, whatever. We're going to change that. Yes, exactly, Nancy. That's exactly what we're going to do. We haven't formulated the exact plan, but I talked to my sister a little bit ago. We're getting together on the 17th, and I'm going to, at my mom and dad. So I'm going to like clandestinely give her the book. And she can take it home and look through it, and we'll talk about it. And then they're coming back for Easter because we're hosting Easter this year. So we'll have more discussion after she's read through the book a bit too. Yes, Deborah. Yeah, the pattern picks are just suggestions. That's very true. But that's one of the reasons why, I mean, just to have the colors for the Moda or for the Kona solids, like, you know, good to have a reference point. But that's kind of the reason why I got that, and it wasn't very expensive. And it looks nice up on the wall. Oh, good morning, Jackie. Thanks for coming in. So what we thought we might do, because there's 9 different like cuts of gems, would do my mom and dad's the same. Like, yeah, there's all 12 months. Nancy, there's all 12. There's 9 styles of gems, but all 12 birthstone. Hang on, let me find the page. And she tells you the colors to use. Just a sec. This is what sort of threw us off because we didn't like the colors. Hang on, it's in the front here somewhere. Here we are. This birthstone chart. This whole thing. Suggestions. And my dad's birthday was January the 5th, so he's garnet. So she does give the 5 colors. The SKU numbers and the Kona cotton name. Same for February. We like the January, we like the February, and then she gives Kona cottons for March or Andover glass kaleidoscope for one of them. For April, that's my brother-in-law. Again, there's Kona cottons and also Bella solids as an option. We thought her May colors were too limey because my mom's birthday is in May, so we're going to change those. You know, that type of thing. So my mom's May, my dad January. So we thought we'd pick a block, whatever just design we decide on, do those in the middle. More than likely. Now, my sister and I are both March. My daughter and my nephew are both September. So we have 2 sapphires and 2 aquamarines. So those could be the corners in some fashion. And the other 4 are the sides and the top and bottom. So my niece, June, we have to pick a good 5 alexandrite pinky purple colors. Because it can be a bunch of different colors. Alexandrite's one of those things. It's everything, right? But traditionally it's kind of a pinky purple. So we have to choose which 5 we want to use from that chart over there. My brother-in-law is April, so he's the diamond. My son is February, so he's amethyst. And my husband is the other turquoisey blue for December. Some of the gem patterns are square, like it makes a square block by the time you do it and put the backgrounds on it. Some of them are like, there's a rectangular shape one, I think it's called radiant. There's different shapes, right? So we're going to have to just probably get out the paper and just kind of play around and go, let's put this one there. And, you know, that's going to be some figuring out. My sister hasn't done a ton of foundation paper piecing, but she's an experienced quilter. And between the 2 of us, I think we'll be okay. It's going to be, the hardest part is going to be figuring out which blocks we want to do and the sizing, because then we have to do the borders we want to do and make the, you know what I mean? Like we have to space out the blocks, and because basically we're using those gem patterns and making an entirely new design that we want, which takes some figuring. We'll get there. We have a year to do it. But we can get together. Oh, Debbie in Quilt Effect is here. Hello, my friend. And so Terry. Hello, hello. Oh, did Courtney come in? Oh, I'm blabbing away and I missed it. Hold on. Where'd you go? Courtney? Oh, I didn't see her. Okay, I'm scooching on back. Anyway, my apologies. I'm blabbing away and not paying attention. So that's me for the week, pretty much. Sorry, this one's quick, but I'm not doing any projects at the moment. Kind of busy with work and stuff, so hit and miss. Oh no, Deborah says she can't work on a quilt until they figure out what is wrong with her Singer 201. Oh no, that's a pain in the arse, isn't it? Yeah, not good. Oh, there she is. Hi, Courtney. Peace of love and quilting. I'm sorry I missed you before. Thanks for coming, everybody. I apologize for lack of content this morning. But I just wanted to give you guys that heads up. I hope in the next week or 2 I can get a smidgen more green and work on the rainbow quilt a bit more. Because by the middle of the month, I'm going to have a bit less time than I do now. Deborah says she's using her featherweight right now. Well, at least you got something. Oh, thanks, Debbie. You guys that come around all the time are used to my kind of wackadoodle life now. Sometimes I got lots of stuff to tell you, and sometimes I got nothing. It just happens. As we get through the spring and, we go camping and whatever, I might not even get to do the Friday Live if it doesn't work out. Might be gone. You never know. I haven't scheduled too far ahead, so I don't sort of know yet. The next one's on the 15th. The one after that will be Good Friday, and I'll probably just do it because we're around for the weekend and we're not having company till Easter. So I'll just do it, see who's around on the long weekend. Nancy says, we love your wacky doodle life. Well, thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that. So Terry says, I use one and I'm painting a featherweight as well. It's on my channel. Yes, Terry, I saw that video. That's pretty cool that you're doing that. Debbie says she has several oldies, but those two are my favorite. Isn't it funny how you like one thing in particular? I only have that sewing machine, so I can't really say, but I know what you mean. Like you like your certain things better. Oh, and Jackie says she's working on rearranging her sewing corner. Need space for my new embroidery machine. Ooh, fun. It's fun to play with new things. Debbie in Quiltfex says, I can't wait to see until Terry finishes her paint job. I want to see what it looks like. Me too. I want to see how that turns out. I think it's going to be so cool. Be awesome. I also have clients traveling around in the latter part of March, so I have to sort of, keep tabs on them and make sure everything's good. One of that is actually my daughter and her friend, which I will chat to you guys about on the 15th. I also have to get a smidgen more batting so that I can finish up the dog blanket for my daughter to put in her vehicle. Because sometimes she takes Ferris off around and she throws, because she's got it's a Pathfinder, so she's got like the hatchback thing in the back. So if she takes him off somewhere and he gets mucky, then she just chucks him in the back. And then whatever, it's a crumb quill and whatever. If he gets it all dirty, we throw it away. I'll make her another one. Like, so Terry says it's a science project and I'm not sure about the outcome, but I'm going for it. I think it's going to turn out cool, Terry. I did see your video. And Deborah Holdman says she's starting a crochet bedspread. How big is that? Goodness. Wow. Courtney says, I'm trying to get orders out and I leave next Saturday to go on a cruise with our both sides family, as it's the first year without my father-in-law. Well, that's a nice thing that you can all do that. That'll be fun, Courtney. Where are you going? We did a couple of cruises, like my family all together, like the 10 of us. That was fun. Oh, Deborah says it'll be an ongoing project. I bet that should turn out pretty big. Going out to New Orleans and then to Mexico. Oh, that's neat. Sailing out of New Orleans. I know some cruise lines do that. Galveston seems to be the new big thing too. Oh, I've got, both cruises coming up. I've got my daughter and her friend, and then some other friends of friends. My clients, they live in New Mexico, and one guy's taking his niece and all them. They're doing a family thing. They live in Michigan. Yes, I do have American clients. Whatever, doesn't matter. So they're all going at the end of March. And then in between at spring break, there's a couple of teacher friends of ours. Actually, we got to be friendly with them because their son is my son's best friend and they played hockey together a bunch of times and whatever. So they're going to a resort for 10 days or something. I have to look back at their paperwork. We're actually going to have a drink with them on tomorrow. So I can give them their paperwork, and I give everybody a travel pouch because we have travel pouches, it zips around. You can put all your stuff in it, your passport, whatever. So I could give them that. Absolutely, Terry. She says, pieces, love, and quilting. I know you miss him. Have a good, safe trip and keep the good memories going. Totally. for sure. Terry says the only cruising I do lately is in my car, and that's not often. Yeah, Kim says the same. Safe travels, Courtney. Remember the good times. It'll be fun, though. I'm sure you'll have a great time. And she says, oh, I have another one in June to go to Galveston to the Bahamas with my parents, my sister, and my family. My brother and his family, and my sister-in-law. That'll be fun, too. My husband and I haven't figured out what we're going to do in the future as far as cruising. Probably. We just haven't decided yet. Oh, Deb S., the Pug Mama Quilter. Hello. Thanks for coming in. This year we're not doing anything. Camping, etc. Can't get the guys to pick a vacation for this year, Deborah Holman says. Yeah, there's too much other stuff going on right now. We just can't do it. So the plan is next year, 2025. That's our 30th anniversary. And we're going to Maui for 10 days. We have some friends coming with us. My son and his girlfriend are keen. They want to come. Some other friends are probably going to come along too, but they have to get their daughter married off this September 1st. So they're kind of busy with that. So that's our cruising friends we went to the Caribbean with. Their daughter's getting married. Is my daughter's best friend. My daughter's the maid of honor, all that. So that's kind of happening. So once that's sort of out of the way, they will decide if they want to come along. We already put the deposit on the condo. We just have to all split up the cost and book our flights and all that, which we can't really even do till the summer anyway. So it's not a biggie. Oh, Shirley, hey, thanks for coming in. Around to it. Oh, yeah. See, Joe, same. Our vacation this year is a new roof. Yeah. There's always something, right? Yeah. Part of the reason we're not going anywhere this year is because late August we had to get a new hot water tank. So there went some of the vacation money right there. Yeah. So that's another reason. Whatever. It is what it is. Camping's still fun. We're going to try and go and visit my husband's sister because they bought a new house last spring. We haven't even been there yet and seen it. We have seen them because they've come here, but we haven't gone there and seen it yet. So we want to go visit. Quilting in the country. Hey, how you doing? Lori, right? Yes. Hang on. Brain fart. Shirley says she's sewing and listening. Lori, see, thank you, Kim. I do remember stuff occasionally. Oh, Deborah Holman's getting a new roof here too. Oh, yeah, it's a pain. Anyway, but I don't know. We might do some cruisy thing in 2026. We don't know yet. Whatever. We'll get there. Hawaii's more important right now. So that's the plan. And I don't think we're camping anywhere different this year. So I'm probably not going to film anything because you've seen it all before. It's in my travel playlist. If we go to visit my husband's sister, I will film there because we've never been there before. We've driven through it to go other places, but we haven't been to that town they live in. So I'll film that if we get to go. Probably mid-April because they also have a cabin up in the Caribou area, like sort of the central middle part of BC, and they take off and they're gone for like the whole summer pretty much. They're not even at their house, so we have to go see them while they're at their house. Otherwise, they're not there. And they're also thinking of going partway across Canada again too, like camp. So they're retired; they can do whatever they want. Everyone's saying hi to everybody else. You have a seasonal what, Lori? Oh, there was my eye. What the heck? Sorry, everybody. That comes and goes. Eh. Oh, Shirley says, don't have my glasses on, so I'm not able to read chat. No worries, Shirley. And you said you were just sewing and listening anyway, so it's all good. My daughter's family tried to talk me into going on a cruise, but when I said no, they decided they're going to Virginia to some big park there. I'm staying home. Oh, you should try it, Kim. It's pretty relaxing. You don't have to do anything. You just hang. I mean, you can be busy and do stuff all over the ship if you want to. Up to you. We kind of take the chill approach. And no, we don't get seasick. I book us in the middle of the ship, in the good rooms, not lower deck at the end above the kitchen or some dang thing. Like, no. We book properly. And non-drowsy 12-hour gravel is your friend. Take one every morning, whether you think you're going to need it or not. No problemo. Oh, I gotcha. Okay, Lori says, do you have a seasonal camp? We visit on the weekends. We call it our summer home. We sound rich. No, I get you. Right. You have your spot and you just go there. Got it. We'd go around and about because our trailer is currently sitting beside the house. We have a big RV gate that sits behind there. Oh, Deborah, that's annoying. Last 2 cruises the family has taken, they came back with COVID. Yeah. Stuff goes around. We did 2 cruises within 5 months, fall of 2022 and last February. Absolutely nothing. No problem. No COVID, no nothing. No flu, no nothing. Mind you, we are also very careful and wash our hands all the time. But it's a thing now, right? Happens. In 2018 from Mexico, I came back with something. I don't know what it was, like mono-y type thing. I was sick for about a week. Whatever. But I've also gone multitudes of times to various places and come back sick, and been on cruises and come back not sick. So you just never know. Oh, Kim says she's afraid of water, and the thought of being surrounded by miles of it just gives me a bad case of nerves. They can go and bring me something pretty. Fair enough. Although, you know what? You could try a river cruise. Still a cruise, just different. You can see shore, both sides. I've got a friend that's not super keen on the whole being out on the water thing, so she just books inside cabins. Which is great as long as you're not claustrophobic. Perfectly normal, nice room, just the same as the other rooms. It just doesn't have windows or nothing. But if you like it nice and dark, perfect. And they're cheap. Deborah Holdman says she's thought about river cruises. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Maybe like when hubby and I retired down the road. Vintage Child by Joe says she's not a cruiser too. It's not everybody cup of tea. We like it. My husband and I, my mom and dad cruised all through the 90s, like even before my dad retired, before cruising was even like a big thing. It started to be a big thing in the late 90s, and that's when they did it. They went everywhere with their friends and Panama Canal, and they went everywhere. 1997, my husband and I went along. My grandma, my sister, some of my sister's friends, some of her, like a whole pile of us went to Alaska. That was before we had kids, because the next summer I was pregnant. So there was a big lull of no cruising. That was kind of when, like in the early 2000s, that was when cruising started to become more for families. That's when Royal Caribbean got their really big boats out with the water slides and all that, like the Oasis class. Like we just didn't, it wasn't totally our purview, and, there's money and everything, right? So after my father-in-law moved here in 2007, he sold his house in Richmond for a pile and moved out here. So he invested it all. And in 2011, he footed the bill for a bunch of us to go to Alaska on my husband's side. There was 20 of us all together, kids and whatever. And then, like, we had our own responsibility for our own shipboard account, but he paid the fare. So that was my first taste for my kids. And my daughter was coming up on 13 and my son was 10 and a half. And then there was younger kids as well. And then my mom and dad took us down the coast. There was a 10-day from Vancouver down the coast and back. And the kids were teenagey by then. My daughter was in grade 11 and was doing biology homework by the pool. And then my dad was using his internet minutes to email that back to school. And then my mom and dad also took us to Alaska in 2018 because my daughter was done college by then. She's the oldest one of my mom and dad's grandchildren. So that was good timing because everybody was done school. So we went in July. And then my daughter went, and her friends went with me and my husband and our cruisy friends in 2019. And in November, we went to Mexico again. So my children are relatively seasoned cruisers. Oh, Allison. Good morning, Kelly. We are scheduled on a Viking cruise in December. See, the thing nice with Viking is there's no kids. It's adults only. Vintage Style by Joe. For my 50th, I would love to go to Alaska. Cruising is the best and cheapest way to go to Alaska. It's the easiest. It's just so hard to get along the coast. Between BC and Alaska, there's so many little inlets, and it's just, you can't drive it. It's impossible. You have to do it via ship in some fashion. Just look on Google Earth. You'll see why. You cannot do it any other way. If you want to go to Alaska by driving, you have to go in the interior of Canada. You go up through Alberta, and you go up through the Yukon, and you go around. That's how you drive to Alaska, not up the coast. Now, the BC ferries do run all the way up the coast, and then the Alaska State ferries run all the way up the coast. But by the time you do that and pay for all that, that is going to be more than a cruise, guaranteed. Anything you do piecemeal is more expensive than if you do it as a thing. I'm not an expert travel agent by any means, but that I know. Kim says, thanks for the live and the company's been wonderful. Have to go shower and get ready for an appointment. Love you. Love you too, Kim. Thanks for coming. I should get going too because I do have to go across town, run a couple errands. Oh, good. The rain stopped. We had a little bit of shower. Looks like the sun might come out. I think my timing might be good. So I'm going to head out too. It's only been 38 minutes. I'm sorry I never worked on anything. I do appreciate you all coming to hang out with me, though. Thank you very much. You are very kind. It's nice to chat with everybody and see what's going on in everyone's life. And I will see you all around, no doubt. Various people's lives and whatever. Take care, my friends. Have a fabulous weekend. Bye, everybody.